And we are back now. We just confirmed one of our finalists for the 2v2 tour. Now we are going to determine who the other finalists are. Meeting Team Celivera is it going to be Team Herc standing over here representing DPG, or is it going to be Team Round coming up here representing Alpha X?
Yes, we are here to find out which team moves on to the grand finals and which is relegated to that third place match instead. DPG have been dominant, by the way. Hero and Dark, I believe we've been able to cast some of them as well. Not just dominant, there have been moments where they have straight up just been able to 1v2.
Yep.
And the other player is like back at home working on an army and it's like, oh, the game's over. Oh.
Yep.
It's been crazy. It's been crazy.
They have yet to drop a single map so far in this entire 2v2 tournament. They actually had, I think, the quickest best of 7 on record just ever. But in fairness, Team Round also had a very, very quick series last night. So an even quicker one than DPG.
They didn't even have to play. They didn't even have to play. It's crazy. Yeah, it's been really impressive to see Hero and Dark really flex their skill even in the 2v2 setting. I touched on it earlier, but there have been games where it's either been just Hero or just Dark going for aggressive play and killing both of their opponents. And it's like, oh my god. it's insane how they've been able to out multitask 2 separate players at once. So here we'll see how they do against another Korean team. Another team that have been also having a pretty good showing as well. We haven't seen as much of them, I guess, but Ragnarok and Zaun, they are nothing to scoff at.
They absolutely aren't, especially in a format like this, in a 2v2 format specifically, where they're both players who are kind of known for just having humongous brains. You have to know that you have to figure anyway that they'd be strategizing amongst themselves, thinking, okay, how can we really combine our minds together?
Yeah, like, just to bear in mind that Alpha X, Ragnarok, and Zaun, they took down one of the other favorites in the round of 16. They took down Team Shopify Rebellion, which was Bjorn and Lambo. And they weren't like a walk in the park. Bjorn and Lambo fought hard, and that series went all the way to the ace match, and it really could have gone either way. So Ragnarok and Zaun, they've already taken down Titans in Shopify Rebellion, considered one of the top teams in the world right now. But now they're up against Hero and Dark, and Hero and Dark, they're also, not the most standard players in 2v2.
I mean, they essentially play 2v2 like a 1v2. It's you see it a lot in team games. But okay, I guess we're coming in the bottom left-hand quarter. The map starting all the way in the bottom left-hand quarter. We have Hero and Dark. Yes. Playing Protoss, double Protoss here. It's Team Herc.
Oh my god, in the top left-hand corner, we have Ragnarok and Zaun representing Alpha X. But this is not the first time that this has happened. Maru and Solar, Team Onside Gaming, a couple of days ago, they were asking about the rules, by the way. And yes, as per the WTL rules, you are allowed to switch races in between games. You can one game play Protoss, then you can switch to Zerg, then you can switch to Terran. You can pick whatever race you want, and Dark is about to flex his Protoss.
Oh boy, he's about to lose. No.
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely does, I think, throw a bit of a wrench in the plans here of Ragnarok and Zaun. Whatever plans Ragnarok and Zaun were preparing for tonight. But yeah, on the other hand, I have to be at least a little bit skeptical. And you were touching about it just last night, or just earlier on, but especially last night. Dark and Hero have kind of gotten to this point off the back of one of them dominating with their respective race, and the other one eventually supporting.
So I understand what you're saying. You're basically saying, "Look, yo, Hero can carry." Okay, you're like, "Yo, Hero, he's fine on his own, mate. It's all good."
Protoss here broke my brain. Yeah.
Aye.
My language center doesn't work.
But we have casted Dark playing Protoss before. He has off-raced in ESL Open Cup Asia in the past. So this isn't his first rodeo. This isn't his first time competing as a Protoss player. So I'm really curious to see what he brings to the table. As a reminder, Maru played Protoss, I think yesterday or the day before, as well. And I think Maru's Protoss is 6k as off-race on the ladder, which is insane. It's actually pro level. So yeah, like these players, even though this isn't their main race, like they are still confident, and this isn't like they're kind of throwing or anything like that. They are still very competitive at the highest level of play.
Hero, you're gonna have to do a lot of lifting here. Is all I have to say. As Zaun does go for a bit of a cheeky gateway proxy.
Yeah, Ragnarok has stopped droning. Ragnarok is going all in for a 2-base Roach push. He is staying on 22 drones right now. Meanwhile, Zaun is accompanying him with a 3-gate pressure. I'm curious if this is Blink or if this is going to be for DTs. Regardless, they're going to be giga aggressive, and we'll see how good Dark's defense is going to be alongside Heroes.
Yeah, I mean, with double Protoss, you can really do a lot here.
You know, like double Protoss, I mean, double the shield battery, Poppy. Let's go.
Exactly. But it's a new patch, though.
Yeah, and there's only one shield battery right now. I don't believe Hero and Dark recognize what's going on. We do have another pylon and some more shield batteries on the way. It looks like finally they have caught on, but is it too late? Because here we go, Ragnarok is about to knock down that front door.
Well, he's going to try anyway. Effectively, both players are going for Blink, but it's going to be a while before it can kick in. Ooh. Very nice secondary wall coming out from Hero, but it is not going to be enough. The Lings do slip on in, and Dark is forced to drone drill.
We can see the reaction was too late. We can see, 4 shield batteries on the way, and they are finishing up a little bit too late as the natural base has already been broken. Hero and Dark, they barely have anything left. They're trying to warp in defensively back at home, but it's not going to be enough. The scout was too late. The defense was too late, and Ragnarok and Zaun are about to take the first game against... This is going to be the first map that DPG have ever lost in this tournament.
Real, yeah. I just say, man, this wouldn't happen if Dark had Lings.
If he had Overlords, even.
GG is called and round. Just humiliating Team Herc here.
They're like, mate, you want to off race against us? You want to off race against, and this is one of the smartest things to do against someone who's off racing is to be cheesy, because typically the players that are defending or the players that's off racing has very much less experience defending against cheese with a race that they're not too familiar with. So very, very nice kind of decision making there by Ragnarok and Zaun, and a very cheeky early win in this series.
Yeah, I wonder how much of that was premeditated, how much of that was pre-planned, and how much of that was just, oh, Dark is gonna be cheeky. We'll show him how cheeky we can get.
We'll show him cheeky, Poppy. Let's go. So a very nice early win here, and again, is Dark going to commit to playing Protoss? I think he wants to. I don't think he's going to do so in game 2, but I think later on in this series he's going to bring back the Protoss just to prove to everyone that he can do it.
Yeah, that's just the type of player Dark is, really.
Yeah. It really is. But for the time being, they are a DPG. They are punished for off racing in game number 1. It was kind of over before it began. And again, that's kind of a lot of the power behind early game Zerg is scouting. You know, you've got Overlords, you've got Lings as well. Trying to figure out if there's early aggression coming your way can be something that you can figure out a lot easier as a Zerg player. But that's something that that's kind of a tool that Dark was lacking a little bit here in game 1.
Yeah. You can tell that Dark doesn't play too much against really cheesy. He doesn't play against too much really cheesy Zerg players in PvZ, because if he did, he would have worker scouted much earlier on. He would have played ultra defensive. Or a lot more defensive.
Yeah, whether it's with a probe scout or even a follow-up adept scout as well, or even, I don't know, if you want like a sentry with hallucination. That isn't really too meta, to be honest, but I don't know if Dark is meta when he plays Protoss. So again, a pretty rough start to things, but it's a best of 7, so there are still plenty of games to be had ahead of us.
Plenty on the way, yeah. Hopefully lasting a little bit longer than that one.
Yeah, and this also goes to show that DPG, Hero and Dark, they can bleed. This is the first map that they have dropped this entire tournament. But you could argue, yeah, they can bleed, but Dark was off racing, so like...
Yeah, it's like they can bleed if they cut themselves.
Yeah. In a weird way, that's kind of what happened. They did handicap themselves. But I'm really curious to see what happens in game number 2. Are we going to commit to the off race, or are we switching back to Zerg for Dark?
You can tell that that's a question that Dark is wondering right now, as we do have that extended pause. But now, it looks like we're going to be getting into game number 2. We're in... okay. In the top left-hand corner of the map, swinging all the way into the top left-hand corner, we have Dark playing Zerg this time, Hero playing Protoss this time. They are Herc.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player Ragnarok. We also have the orange Protoss Zaun going for a Forge first. He's going for a Cannon Rush.
I love it. Ragnarok and Zaun, Team Round, they know the secret to winning 2v2s. They just threw their brain off.
They threw down the pylon, but that pylon is actually in range of the pylon of Hero, so Hero has spotted this. They are confirming the cannon rush, or they're trying to see if it's a fake out. So we'll see. There we go. We're pulling the boys here. We are going to be going immediately to try and shut down this cannon.
It's a lot of boys that will pull, but I can't say I fault Hero for being cautious. Actually, 2 probes coming out here from Zaun. Gonna be trying to finesse this as best they can.
Yeah, and I think these cannons are going... one cannon on the low ground is going to be finishing. We have another one that's going to be cancelled here. So far, Zaun is actually kind of pulling this off. Oh, but he's forced to cancel towards the end of the cannon. Sorry, the probe on the high ground did go down. Only 1 cannon finishes.
Yeah, and that's not ideal at all. Zaun lost both of his probes to the Zealot here of Hero.
Yeah, and without those probes, that means that this cannon rush is over. It looks like he's going to be able to get a pylon, which is nice, but only the pylon is going to be going down. There's no more momentum here for Zaun because, again, he didn't save any of his workers.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
Well, nice little bit of micro coming out from Hero, but not enough to save that Zealot in the end. Overall, though, like you said, things could have gotten better here for... Things couldn't have gone better here for Dark and Hero.
Yeah, exactly. They're able to expand, they're able to probe on up as well, and this is exactly the Hero that we know and love. He wants to be the aggressor. Now that he has defended against the cannon rush, he throws down a proxy Stargate across the map.
Yeah, love to see it, or at least I do.
Oh, and Ragnarok is going for a bit of a Link Scout, but he misses the Stargate.
Yeah, if that Zergling was just a couple inches to the south, would have seen that entirely. By the time it goes across the map and scouts us all, I fear that it may be too late.
Yeah, mate, because I don't know if you saw this, but Dark and Hero, they're going for a massive counterattack. Dark has a Balinist behind this. He's going to be flooding on Lings. He wants to punish these players for trying to cheese them out, or for cheesing them out so far in this series. Already these Lings are going to be able to get on top of this Adept, and the first Adept is going to be going down.
Like so.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh. Okay, that is going to be going down, but here we go. The Lings are flooding across the map. Banelings are going to be on the way as well, and Oracles are going to be able to support this. Bearing in mind that Hero is expanding behind this, so they're not all in by any means, but I don't know if Ragnarok is going to have enough to defend.
Oh!
온다. 잠깐만, 이거 어떻게 하냐. 큰일 났다, 나 이거. 취소했는데? 나 이거 막아.
I'm gonna have to defer to you for translation here.
I think he was trying to figure out whether or not Hero expanded. He's like, hold on, he still doesn't have a natural base. What's going on right now? And here we go. The Oracle dips in, but we do have a Spore in position and a Queen. Meanwhile, here comes the Ling Bane of Dark.
And they are flooding on through. The cannon in a very awkward position. The creep definitely doesn't help things here for Zaun. Every single drone of Ragnarok is going to go down in that natural base. I felt that. when they went, ah, I felt that in my soul.
Yeah, oh my god, the main link even connects on the probe mineral line as well. The link's put in, and this is what we were talking about before, about the 1v2. Sure, there's kind of an Oracle here to support, but Dark by himself, you can see Ragnarok lifting up his hands. His hands were off the keyboard there for a moment. Dark, he just breaks on through.
Completely bypassing the static defenses of Zaun, completely running circles around the roaches of Ragnarok. Dark is looking to redeem himself for messing up a little bit in game number 1 by pilling Protoss, and he, in my eyes anyway, has fully done so.
Exactly. For a moment there, Ragnarok was down to 18 drones alongside Zaun as well. They can recover from this position, but Hero has been happily probing. He's been happily expanding as well. This was a great way to recover from the earlier cannon rush. Not just recover, but also gain a nice lead here for DPG. Oh,
I was about to ask where those other oracles were, and yeah, apparently here's the answer. Killing even more probes.
Yeah, more probes are going down here. Zaun, he's down to 16 probes. He's down to basically what you start with at the beginning of the game. Behind this, we see roaches, or a transition point for Dark, as he's going into his Evo chamber. He's taking more gases. He's taking a third base. There's nothing even forcing them or pressuring them to keep up the aggression.
There's nothing pressuring them to keep up the aggression except themselves.
Yeah.
It's like their instinct.
Yes, their instinct is to ape, Papi, and they want to. These oracles are still alive. They're still getting more and more value. That we have a safe trap in the main base. Ragnarok, the response!
Ooh, could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse, mate. Only 2 of these workers do get caught in the stasis trap. Meanwhile, 2 more oracles are looking to dive in towards the natural, but yeah, there's plenty of anti-air this time. They're going to have a hard time dealing damage.
But, while all of these resources are spent in anti-air defenses, not a whole lot is being spent on tech or on ground forces.
Yeah, like, Zaun is still struggling to recover here. He's trying to make probes. He's trying to regain his economy right now, and is really struggling to do so. Meanwhile, Dark and Hero, they're at around the 40 worker mark at the moment. They can start working on roach production. We already have started working on roach production. It looks like they're getting ready for wave number 2.
Like so. Blink did finish up for Hero, and yep, they're just moving across the map with 0 opposition. We have a couple of spine crawlers, we have a couple of cannons. Well, a spine crawler and a cannon here to defend for Ragnarok and Hero, but I highly doubt that's going to be enough.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the cannon is pretty far back. We do have a shield battery, but not units to actually make use of that shield battery. The wall is not a wall. Oh my god.
Even the Revelation pretty much nullifies a lot of high ground advantage that Ragnarok would have here. I like Dark's reverb in that room.
I was gonna say that Dark, he has his gain. He's got the parting microphone going on right now. As we have the blink on forward, GG gets called, and Dark and Hero tie up the series 1-1.
Yeah, redeeming themselves from game number 1, proving that it was a little bit of a fluke there. Or a little bit of an aberration that, that's what happens when you go double Protoss. You get vulnerable to early game cheeses. Dark recognized that, and I'm glad that he actually, came to his senses in game number 2.
There we go. Did come to his senses, did go back to his main race here, and yeah, like, this is kind of what we expected out of Ragnarok and Zaun so far. In game 1, we saw some very early timing attack from both players. Game number 2, we saw a cannon rush. Like, I don't know if I want to label them as completely being cheesy, but like, this is kind of the stuff that they are willing to whip out in the series. Can they do it on Fields of Death, though? Because this is another one of those maps, pretty similar to the last one, where we have shared main bases, but we also have pocket bases to expand, so it's that much harder to be aggressive early on. If you remember, this is the map where Hero actually went Blink DTs.
It's coming back to me slowly, but surely. Yeah, it's gonna be very difficult, I think, for our Alpha X boys team around to actually pull off any of those early game aggressions. If Ragnarok wanted to go for another Link Flood, if Zaun wanted to go for another proxy gateway style, but just because they can't be cheesy in the early game doesn't mean they have to play a complete. Doesn't mean they have to play this out completely macro and standard either. I think if there was ever a player, or if there was ever a combination of players who would be able to figure out how to exploit those pocket bases on Field of Death, it would be Ragnarok and Zaun.
Yeah, we'll see if Ragnarok decides to go for like some Nidus play or some Muta play. I'm really excited to see if Hero goes for the Blink DTs again. For those wondering, those pocket bases, they are vulnerable to Blink play. Whether it's Stalkers or DTs, you can actually blink over the ledge from that lower portion of the map into the pocket, and that's exactly what Hero was going for that game, and how he was able to pull apart, I believe it was Team Rudjin. It was Rodzin and Goblin. Yeah.
Roger.
Oh.
Wait, wouldn't that be like Gobson?
Look, it should have been Gobjin, but it wasn't. Shaking my head. Oh god.
Rob.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what they have in store for us here. We'll see if someone else decides to race switch.
Yeah, we're just saying, Zaun, double Zerg. Balance.
It's not very good in TV2s, but we could do it. We could do it. It is possible. Double Zerg, 12-11.
Yeah, double 12-11.
Yeah.
Like 24-22.
That's quick math.
As we get ready here, I appreciate that Ragnarok is missing half an arm.
He's playing
or missing an entire arm. He is, yeah.
Oh boy,
and still able to take a map.
Yeah, still able to take. Oh, they're playing random! Oh my! They're all playing random! They're all playing random! Oh my god! They're crazy!
And we do get double Zerg! Yes!
Oh.
Yes! I'm so happy with how this played out over here in the bottom left-hand corner and over here in the top right-hand corner. I don't really know how we're doing this out. We've gone full random. Dark and Hero. Team Herc, DPG boys in the bottom left.
And in the top right-hand corner, we have Ragnarok and Zaun representing Alpha X. And what is important about this 2v2 is that they all rolled random, and Ragnarok is the only player that got his main race.
That's it, they win.
I don't know how good Dark's Terran is. I don't know how good Hero's Zerg is. This is getting wild right now. Again, it looks like the teams agreed for all random just because we are tied up one apiece here. And what are they going to do? So far, all the Zerg players go hatch first.
It's disappointing, but understandable, I suppose. Yeah. On paper, I want to favor Dark and Hero here just because Terran and Zerg only have one weakness, pretty much only have one weakness, and that's the fact that Creep messes up the SimCity quite a lot. Terran, but like you said, I don't know how good Dark's Terran is. I don't know how good Hero's Zerg is.
Yeah, and I think what's happening in the chat right now is that they just saw the Overlord of Ragnarok, so they're like, "Mate, what's going on, buddy? How dare you end up getting your main race?" As they finally figure out what all the races are. Again, even though Ragnarok, so there's kind of like some pros and cons going on right now. Ragnarok has his main race, but he is in a ZVZ team comp, and typically double Zerg are considered weak just because they do have kind of they have a hard time having certain spikes, especially in the late game. But I don't think we're gonna get to the late game. Like, I don't know what everyone's plan is. Do they know how to play? Are they like, so we make roaches, right? Do we just make roaches? Like, yeah, sure, let's go.
Yeah, specs out on roaches. That's all you need.
이러면은
gonna OP, Dark.
True. He's just gonna make Mass Marine. What else do you need? As he's actually going for a 1-1-1 opener. Yo. Is he crazy enough to go like for a BC opener in 2v2? Will he open up with the Starport?
What is the build that has given Dark the most trouble in TVT?
Yeah.
Because that's usually what happens.
That's a very good question. We do see
Ryan
Hero
잡아. 이거
cutting
잡아주는 거면 좋을
workers.
거야.
He's going for a Baneling Nest. He's making a
Okay.
swell of
이거
lings
잡아.
right now.
잡나?
We'll see if he
못 잡나?
commits.
하지 마, 하지 마.
Meanwhile, Dark did go for a 1-1-1, so he has the opportunity to go into Banshees. He has the opportunity to go into
일단
BCs
뽑고
if he
있긴 해.
wishes. Meanwhile, Hero, he still hasn't made any drones.
이제 링 서치 오지 않아?
I wonder why. As 12 lings are in production along with a baneling nest. Bro, it gets me.
Oh,
최대한 최적화해서
oh my god, the echo is real.
나는 한번
Dark is like evolving to like some kind of super villain mode. First with the goatee,
Yeah.
now with the reverb, and the fact that he's in a dark
나 맹독
room.
찍었어. 가는 중.
Next,
He's
he's
just
gonna
a-
have like a fire behind him.
He's attacking all of our senses right now.
야, 30명
As here we go, Hero is committing to the Ling Bane all in. Do we have enough to defend here? We have 3 queens, no spine crawlers, no defensive banelings here from the side of Alpha X.
I think Hero might be able to 1v2 this.
Oh, we'll see. We have a couple of Hellions to help support as well. Nice target firing. 2 banelings do go down to the queens. So far, the banelings haven't really had any good connections.
Yeah, the control of these banelings has not been great. Waddling
나 이제
kind of back and
나오고
forth between these
Okay.
queens haven't really been able to get great connections just yet.
있어. 잘 되기.
Yeah, exactly. But here we go. Hero is
Yo,
not.
no, yo,
He's
no.
still not droning, by the way. He wants to commit. The banelings are being morphed in, though.
And one good baneling connection can definitely end this game. Dark, with his Hellions, is doing whatever he can to soften up these units, especially the queens. All of the banelings have been popped, and the queens have not died yet. Roaches are coming in reinforced, though, here for Hero, and Dark is buying them so much time by just roasting the lings of Ragnarok.
Yeah, and it looks like they've broken on through, by the way, with links to reinforce it. Looks like maybe Hero has enough to break through with the support of these 3 Hellions. We only have 2 Hellions now. The drones are being pulled into the Hellions. Oh, God!
Lining up just like so.
Oh.
Dark's one Viking is hunting down so many overlords going across the map, which, hey, might as well. There aren't any queens here to contest this. Hellions
Yeah.
coming in reinforced for Dark. Look at that smile. He's like, oh my god. This is
So
so
easy.
OP.
Oh, the
The absolute disrespect here coming out from
Mate.
Dark. You can tell he always wanted the Manor Mule all his
Mate.
life, and finally he has the opportunity. GG is called. And Team Herc will put another score on the board despite completely off racing.
He's like, mate, Terran is so easy. You just make the cars, you go zoom, and you just mana mule your opponents. Let's go. And I imagine a lot of the mana muling as well is because, mate, Ragnarok was playing his main race, and he just got clowned on by Dark on Terran and Hero on Zone. They're like, mate, we can do whatever we want. Out,
That was
Bobby,
a
out.
huge part of it, yeah. I just like to imagine Dark is like, yo, I have this opportunity. Now that I actually playing Terran, I need to make this count. Banner Mule.
Oh my god.
Let's go. Oh boy.
Yeah,
This-
I'll be.
This semifinals has not disappointed one bit.
I was gonna say that Dark didn't even go for a proper build, by the way. Like, for those wondering, he went for a 1-1-1, but he just with the reacted factory, he just kept making Hellions. That's literally all he did. He didn't go like double factory Hellion production. He didn't really do anything with his starport other than just make 1 Viking. Like, we saw that he was only fighting with 3 Hellions until like the end of the game where he showed up with like 5 more because he's like, oh yeah, I guess I can make units. Like, he wasn't really supporting his opponent too much there. Like, Hero was achieving quite a lot there with his lings.
It really was. It's one of those things where if you look at it just from a cursory view, like if you didn't look at the timings and whatnot, you just saw the order of the buildings.
Yeah.
Like the literal just order of the buildings. You're like, oh, okay, this makes sense. This is a pretty standard Terran macro build. And then you're like, wait a second. What the hell are you doing, Dark? Why do you only have 3 Hellions and a Viking here as your literal only units?
Yeah.
Why aren't you making Marines? Why are you switching? It's like, and he's like, because this is all I need.
Yeah.
3
Just-
Hellions and a Viking. That's all you need, bro.
That's all you need, mate. That's all you need. And to be fair, like those Hellions, they were microed very well. You know, like he was getting a lot of value out of them. And yeah, just like that, Hero and Dark, they take a lead in this series. Now the question is, now that they've flexed a little bit with their random play, are we going to continue on with the randoms? Are we switching back into more serious main race play? Who knows? Who knows?
I think it's only fair now that Ragnarok, since he's only played Zerg, for one map he needs to intentionally pick Protoss or Terran.
True. I agree. I think Ragnarok has to play a Protoss or Terran player. If not, call him out. Call him out, Poppy. Yep. He's gonna pick something else.
Go to his YouTube channel. Every single video he posts, go in the comments and be like, "Yo, why are you scared to off race, bro?" Just add him. I don't remember what his Twitter handle is, but just add him on Twitter.
There you go. Oh my god. I'm catching up in the chat as well. That was even more painful than Ragnarok's GSL final. Oof. Oh, too soon, Papi. Too soon. As here we go, we're loading on into our next game. What races do we have?
I'm going to okay, well, we're going back to normal a little bit here for game number 4 or 5. I lost count at this point. We have Hero and Dark in the bottom left. They are Herc.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have Ragnarok and Zauna's Alpha X. So, yeah, we have all of our main races here. We have everyone picking the races that they have worked on and strive to perfect. We're returning to normalcy, at least a little bit. And, yeah, we'll see how things go here. We'll see if, I wonder if they actually picked random and they just happened to get their own main races. Is that possible?
I'm gonna choose to believe that.
Oh my god, as we are on heavy artillery, of course, one of these maps that has shared mains, has shared naturals, there are gold bases as well, and a short rush distance by ground. So we'll see kind of what our players are going to favor here. We haven't been able to sink our teeth into a longer late game play yet between these guys.
Yeah, which I appreciate, but I do agree. I don't think they've quite been able to show off their full form. Hero's being so cheeky here.
Yeah,
he's not even trying to gas steal. He's just he's just making the threat that he could gas steal.
Yeah, I mean, fun fact, if you're hold position right next to the gas geyser, they can't throw down the gas anyway. Like, yeah. So he's just being that much more annoying here in the main base of Zaun. Finally, he does swat away that pesky probe, and we can transition. We just have a gate expand from the side of Zaun. We have hatch gas pool from both of our Zerg players. Ragnarok, though, if you can see, he's backing up gas. He did not go for link speed.
Not at all. Now, ordinarily, this would point towards roaches, but since we are in a 2v2, I'm thinking Nidus.
There you go, mate. We have 2 base layers, so I was about to ask you, Yaku, Ragnarok, are you calling 2 base Nidus or 2 base Muta?
Roach, apparently.
There you go.
There you go. I doubt that it's going to be Muta purely because I feel like 2 base Muta would be too mainstream for Ragnarok.
True. There we go. I mean, that's why we have that Roach Horn being thrown down here. So it looks like he wants to go for fast Roach speed, unless the Roach Horn is just for safety. So we'll see what he does kind of lean towards. Meanwhile, we do see every other player just kind of going into their standard builds. We see both Protoss players going into Blink Stalkers. Interesting that neither Protoss has gone for a Stargate.
Yeah, both of them just working on their gateway units. I guess I want to be aggressive as early as possible. Hero will be the first player to get a robo. There we go. The Nidus is on the way here for Ragnarok.
Yeah, here we go.
Proxy from Zaun.
So Zaun, there are 3 gates on the way. He at least had 1. So this is either 4-gate Blink Stalker or 5-gate Blink Stalker. So that's regardless, it is all in on 2 bases. Likewise, Ragnarok is going for that Nidus play as well. So very aggressive play coming out from Alpha X once again. And Dark and Hero, I don't believe they've been able to piece this together. Alpha X have done a really good job at hunting down these overlords.
Yeah, well, they themselves have been keeping their own
Ooh.
overlord safe too. Dark is trying to slip in, though.
Yeah, and Dark, he gets eyes on not just the roach count, he also sees the lack of third base from Ragnarok. So now he knows that they're going 2-base all in. There we go. Immediately, we have spine crawlers being thrown down for Dark. He's trying to throw down a wall as well. They're trying to make as much army as possible.
They really need to, work double time on trying to defend. Otherwise, we're going to see a bit of a repeat of game number 1.
Oh, exactly. And here we go. We have Bailings to defend. We have Hero getting in position as well. Unfortunately, because of the base positioning, Hero will not have the support of shield batteries as there's creep here, so he has to rely a lot more on Dark side defense instead.
Yeah, and it's also a pretty awkward position here when it comes to SimCity, at least. Hero isn't quite able to get that nice concave that you want when you're defending with Blink Stalkers, but at least he does have Blink.
Yeah, he does have Blink, but the Roach Warren is going to go down. Dark, he only managed to get 2 Roaches out. I believe he has a couple more in production, but regardless, he's going to have to rely a lot more on Lings and Banelings. He has to rebuild that Roach Warren to defend. So far, the Blink micro from Hero is pretty good.
Yeah, actually,
Ooh.
I don't think he's lost a single Stalker. He hasn't.
Wow. And he's confident enough to warp in across the map. They have successfully held. Zaun and Ragnarok are backing off, and we see Hero going for a counterattack.
Okay, we'll confirm the third base here for Zaun, so he knows that the all-in is over. And Hero not only is going for that warp in across the map of Adepts, but also just trying to do whatever he can to chase down the Roach army.
Yeah, exactly. He was keeping the attention of the armies on his Blink Stalkers. That means the Adepts go ham and go crazy in the mineral lines. A lot of drones are going down. A lot of lost mine time for both Ragnarok and Zaun. And at the same time, Hero is going with his main army to deny the third base. Oh my god, he's all over the place.
It's the 1v2 all over again. Coming down here. We even have a Dark Shrine finishing up for him, because why the hell not?
Yeah, and throughout all of that, he did a great job of just giving Dark breathing room to build up his own army, to rebuild his tech, to saturate his third base. We can see that Dark has stopped here on 42 drones, and he is going Ling, Roach, Ravager. He wants to commit with Hero here for a big counterattack.
Yeah. He knows that one big counterattack can really end the game at this point, and really secure a little bit of a place here. That is a lot of soup spilling down.
Here we go. Lings are exactly what you want against Mass Blink Stalker, and these Stalkers, they don't have anywhere else to go. The shield battery is not done yet. At the same time, Roaches are coming in from behind. They're trying to keep up here with the army of Hero.
But I highly doubt it's gonna pay off. The Stalkers of Zaun are pinned into a corner, and completely taken out. Well, a couple of cheeky zealots are going to try to cause some havoc as well.
Yeah, the Lings actually locked down the Roaches as well, and the Biles were able to connect with that Roach army. At the same time, we have DTs in the pocket base, in Zaun's main, and Zaun's natural. DTs are all over the place. Would you have a Disruptor coming out, and this Nova is going to be so important to defend, and it looks like it will not connect with anything.
Not quite. Great blink right at the end there from Hero. GG is called. And Dark and Hero, Team Dirk, will be on match point now. Only one single set is remaining for them to make it to the grand finals.
There you go. GG, well played. And that is the Hero and Dark that we know and love, that we've seen throughout this entire tournament, where they can kind of defend with the bare minimum. Once they've defended, they can counterattack and build up towards this kind of massive push. And typically it's one of either two, either Hero or Dark, just kind of keeping their opponents busy while they work on that second wave. And yeah, that was insane what they were able to pull off. More importantly, though, they were able to scout this prematurely and have a little bit of time to prepare defensively.
Yeah, it's always a big thing that happens when... Man, that's always a big thing that screws things up, or screws up a good Nidus build, IMO.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Nidus build didn't quite work out in the end. Again, Dark and Hero were able to get a little bit of scouting information, and with what little they could kind of gather together. They were able to piece together what exactly was happening, that there was 2 base all-ins coming their way, and yeah, this time they had plenty of time to prepare, again, as opposed to game number 1, where they had no idea and they just died horribly.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but now we're gonna get ready for set number 5 here, and I worry a little bit, Light. DPG is 1 map away from winning this series. I worry that we may not get that Ragnarok off race.
We got to see it here, right? They're on match point. Come on.
Yeah.
We need to see the off race.
Come on.
I hope so. We'll see. Fingers crossed. What races are we gonna? I mean, because we're on match point, do you think Hero and Dark would flex and go random again?
I want them to.
Yeah. It's the only way.
I think they absolutely would. Yeah. But at the same time, if they did, and if they happen to win that, I worry. I worry for the mental of Team Rap here.
Especially because, like, the problem is that if they're broken mentally, the problem is that they have to play tomorrow. You know? Skillus and Radita are waiting for the loser of this series. Like, they're not out of the tournament. Like, they still have another day to play. So, hopefully they're able to keep it together as we are getting into game number 5 here. We're getting into, I believe, Reclamation.
Yes, and we'll see if they're able to reclaim themselves as we get into it in the bottom right-hand corner. Dark and Hero, DPG boys, DPG. Team Herc.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Reclamation, we have the red Zerg player Ragnarok alongside his teammate, the orange Protoss Zan, representing Alpha X.
Okay, things are pretty normal.
So far, normal openers. We have hatch firsts from both of our Zerg players.
Yeah, it's normal openers and normal races as well.
Yeah, true. No off racing here in game number 5. Bit of a feels bad, man. It would have been fun to have seen Ragnarok play a different race. I do know that he's made YouTube videos about different races, so like it is definitely well within his capability to do so. But we shall see where this all leads us. Here is having a lot of fun, just being annoying to Zan.
May as well.
You can see Dark laughing to himself. I want to believe that Hero's like, mate, well, I'm blocking the natural. And Dark like, do it just like you do to me, Papi. Oh my god! Even the gas. Look at this.
Works, yeah.
Oh. Did you see a mineral walk as well?
He did, didn't he?
That was crazy.
He's maximizing the annoyance. He's been throwing down a pylon in the main. Because why not? He can warp in later down the line if he needs to.
Mate, Hero is legit clowning right now. He did so much to delay the natural, delay the gas, and now even a ninja pylon in the main base. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's gotta pay for that. That probe is gonna pay for it, but in the end, I mean, I think it was well worth it here from Hero, just as a morale victory.
Yeah, it looks like the pylon has been found out, so the pylon is going to go down. It looks like DPG have already won the mental victory here because Ragnarok is going for a safety spine crawler in his natural base, so he is very paranoid, and he wants to be safe here. He doesn't want to die to an early Ling Flood. Speaking of, Dark has stopped droning, and he is making a wave of Lings.
Yeah, not a mass wave, but a wave nonetheless. He is getting his Baneling Nest as well. Okay, now we're getting into mass wave territory. That's a lot of Lings.
Ooh, that's a lot of Lings, Papi. A lot of Lings are going to be on the way here for Dark. So Ragnarok has read this correctly to go for a safety spine crawler. He will have a bit of an easier defense, but is it going to be enough? Hero is going to be supporting with a couple of gateway units. He has a couple of adepts. Bearing in mind that Hero is actually going all in on one base.
He is, isn't he? I just noticed that. This is going to mean that, you know, he has that much more resources to invest in his aggression right now. But if it doesn't pay off, you know, if Team Herc isn't able to end the game just yet, Ragnarok and Zaun are going to have a little bit of an advantage continuing forward. Dark is gonna have to do a lot of heavy lifting to
Oh, no!
buy time for Hero. Unfortunately, the Banelings okay connected pretty well in the end there.
Every single Ling of Ragnarok just went down, but the Banelings of Ragnarok did connect with the Adepts, and there we go. Every single Adept is going to get cleaned up as well, but in the meantime, Lings for Dark do get into the main base of Zound, so they are dealing some damage, but is it enough?
Well, we'll see if the Oracle of Hero is able to support Dark in any way.
Oh, for the time being, it looks like it isn't. Meanwhile, we had a couple of Warpins of Adepts. They do get into the main base of Ragnarok, and the Queens were slow to respond. Lings are slow as well. Ragnarok is forced to go down to one base. Actually, 0 mining right now.
Literally.
Oof.
Doesn't have much saturation in that natural either. Once again, Hero just trying to distract Ragnarok as much as possible. This might be the first time, Light, that we're seeing our DPG boys actually fight as one instead of trying to 1v2.
Exactly, and honestly, they're kind of struggling right now. Ragnarok and Zound, it looks like for the most part they have defended. It looks like we're gonna have to transition. Hero, though, he's still on one base. He refuses to expand. Oof.
Good little connection in the end there. Yeah, Hero really wants to end this. All in one base.
Yeah, he wants to, but he really can't, and they're running out of steam right now. The longer this goes on, the easier of a defense we're going to have. Zound is able to warp in more and more of these Stalkers. You do see Banelings rolling on in. Oh, they do get some decent connections, but again, they can't get through the Queens.
Now, here's a question, Light. Is it viable for Dark to just feed Hero? Can they keep this going if Dark just gives Hero his minerals?
I don't know if he can, though. Like, he also doesn't have a lot going for him. Dark is droning, to be fair. He's trying to transition, so he technically could try and feed Hero if he gets a good enough economy. Meanwhile, the Lings of Dark try to slip on in, but again, Ragnarok just doesn't let him. He has Banelings in position, forces a recall of these Oracles.
Oh.
Oh.
A quick little pause here, PP.
Oh, looks like yeah, looks like we're getting a little bit of latency here, so we're gonna have to wait to clear this up. But to now, take a bit of a step back here and have a look at how the game is progressing. I believe both Zound and Ragnarok are ahead economically. I believe we don't have Blink yet for Zound, so he can still do a little bit to tech on up. But for the most part, I don't think they're in danger of dying.
Yeah, they definitely aren't. At least not anytime soon here. And at the same time, though, like you pointed out, without Blink, they can't really have a presence on the map either, though. So, yeah, here's hoping, ideally, DPG would recognize that and would try to take advantage of that with their own map control. You know, Hero, maybe expand. It's a safe-ish time for that.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, he heard he was listening to the stream. Nexus is on the way for Hero, so he is looking to eventually try and expand. Meanwhile, he's done a great job at keeping all of his Oracles alive with this triple Oracle. He still poses a threat, and he also scouts the 2-base lair from Ragnarok.
Yeah, he knows he's going to have to get a couple of cannons, a couple of spores as well. And target firing.
Yeah, decent target firing. The sentries are going to go down. At the same time, Adepts get surrounded across the map, and now Zound and Ragnarok have momentum. They're going for a counterattack. They could be looking to end the game with this push.
And I think they might be able to. You know, Dark is going to need a couple of miracle Baneling connections. Hero is going to need a lot more than what he's got right now.
Yeah. He's got 5, he's got 6 Stalkers, but they're going down one after the other. The Lings are flooding on in as well. There are just too many Banelings here, and too many Lings is just too much of everything, and it looks like the aggression from Dark and Hero just didn't pan out in the end. They didn't have enough. And
they're gonna smile at Ragnarok.
Yeah, you know, they're fighting back.
He's like, it's working.
It's working. Let's go. Even some Banelings rolling into the mineral line of Hero. GG gets called, and Ragnarok comes down. They put another point on the board.
Just like so. And this time, in a bit more of a standard fashion as well, compared to game number 1, which is just completely cheesy. Team round. has proven that they can take it against probably the favorite team in this entire tournament.
Exactly. That's the most important thing here, is that this time Hero and Dark were playing their main races, and this time it was Alpha X, it was Ragnarok and Zaun on the defensive, and they were able to prove that their defense can be on par with Hero and Dark, that Ragnarok and Zaun, they aren't just going to roll over, they are competitive in their own right. So I think that this was a pretty important game to win here for them, both not just for score, but also mentally as well.
Yeah. And the longer this series goes on, the better chance there is for Ragnarok to off race.
Oh yeah. And that's really what we are looking for here. We just are waiting for that off race from Ragnarok, and I doubt he's gonna whip it out this map, but we'll see if he doesn't. Maybe even if we go all the way to the ace match, that would be a statement. That'd be a statement.
We need to peer pressure him.
Yeah. We do. Aye. We're gonna be getting into game number 6, which is Catalyst. Again, one of those maps that isn't in the 2v2 map pool, the ladder map pool, but is, still a solid map in its own right.
Yeah. It's a little bit like Catalyst.
Just a little bit.
Wait, hold up. Is it pronounced Catalyst?
It's Catalyst, right? Am I crazy?
It could be Catalyst.
Uh-huh. Sure. Okay, I'm with you. I know that there were people like kind of assuming that maybe there's like a little bit of an accent at the end, like Catalesque or something.
Catalesque. Yeah. Catalyst. And speaking of Catels, we are coming in here on the bottom right corner map where we have Dark, we have Hero. Put them together, you got Herc.
Yeah, and in the top left-hand corner, we have of Catalyst, we have Ragnarok and Zaun representing Alpha X. Round, Poppy, let's go. Oh boy, and we'll see how things shape up here, as again, Dark and Hero, they were just punished for their aggressive play in the last game. Maybe they'll play more standard here.
No.
You're like, nah, mate. They're gonna get for a 2-base all in. Let's go, Poppy. Let's go.
Yeah, you know what? If the 1+3 base all in didn't work, they just have to cut corners here. Make it a 2+2 base all in.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, we'll kind of see how we can piece this all together. So far, we don't really have too many indicators. We do have a probe for Zaun, just having a bit of a gander over on the left-hand side of the map. Could be looking to throw down a pylon for maybe a proxy Stargate. For the time being, just scouting.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on the minimap on that probe in particular. Zaun hasn't done it every game, but whenever he gets an opportunity to throw out a proxy, he goes straight for it. He's smiling. He's laughing at something. He has a plan. He has a plan, and Ragnarok's into it.
He's in on it, mate. He's in on the plan. Here we go. Zaun throws down the Twilight Council because of how they were reacting. Are you feeling DTs?
I am feeling blink DTs.
Oh. Let's go, Poppy. Let's go. I mean, again, the third players just went for hatch gas pools. We have a safety bailing nest from the side of Dark. Is it safety or is it a sign of aggression? We shall see. Twilight Council openers from both Protoss players. This should be for Blink, but we'll keep our eye on things to see if they go into something a little bit crazier like DTs or like Glavid Eps.
Oh, it's just going to be Blink for now. All right, okay.
Up!
But it's actually Hero that throws out the Dark Shrine instead of Zaun.
Why were they laughing?
Why were you laughing?
Oh my god. So here we go. Hero is opening up with some DTs to harass. His first adept gets into the natural base. Ooh, forcing a lot of lost mining time here for Zound. So this adept already paying for itself. Also getting a full scout off just to confirm that there isn't any very fast tech here. He also sees the Twilight Council researching.
Yeah, all in all,
Ooh.
Sedept has more than paid itself off. Gonna get another probe at the very least before going down. Not quite. But as you said, that adept already paid for itself, and now we have our eyes more on Hero and Dark, who once again are looking to play at least more aggressive than their opponents.
Yeah, especially because Hero and Dark, they just confirmed the opener of Zaun. They know that it's going to be Blink. They saw the gateway count. I believe the Adept missed the fast lair from Ragnarok. I believe the lair started after the Adept got into the pocket. So it looks like Ragnarok is also going to be doing something a little bit cheeky here. Gases have been taken. He could be going for 2-base Spire. He could be going for 2-base Infestation Bit as well. Regardless of what it is, though, these DTs are going to hit first.
Yeah, I'm just checking once again to see what the detection is looking like for
You see that?
briefly.
Ragnarok had to kill his own creep tumors because Zaun couldn't expand.
Yep.
The creep had exceeded he creeped too much, Puffy, so that did delay the expansion for a little bit there, a little bit smooch. Oh, Zaun does have eyes on the DT. Ooh.
He will be able to take it out. Thanks to a little bit of help from Ragnarok's Baneling.
Very nice manual detonations on those DTs. Beautifully done. The DT opener of Hero has done nothing, but that will not deter him. He's doubling down. He's going for Blink.
May as well. That's one way of bypassing the rocks. Let me tell you. And while that's all going on, Dark is looking to be a distraction as well. It's a lot of lings on the way with a handful of roaches.
Yeah, the scary thing here for DPG is that they haven't scouted the Spire. The DTs, I thought that they were going to be able to at least deal a little bit of economic damage and also confirm the tech, but the Spire has gone unscouted. Here we go. 2-base Muta is the answer for Ragnarok. 8 Mutas are already on the way here. And again, Hero and Dark have no idea.
Yeah, it's really got to be up to Hero, I think, to provide the anti-air defenses here. Dark trying to sneak in once again, but doesn't get a full scout. He checks the gases in the natural base, but not the tech.
He saw the gases though, so he's throwing down some spores. I think he's recognized there should be tech of some kind here, so he's getting spores just in case. We see cannons on the way as well, so it looks like Darga and Hero, they know that mutas could be a possibility, so they are preparing for it anyway. We'll see if their preparation is going to be enough here, because the mutas are going to rock up, and if they want to, they can even cancel that for it.
Yeah, apparently they don't want to, though, for some reason.
Yeah, we do have the Stalkers hitting the third base of Hero as well. There is enough on the ground to deny this, though. The Stalkers are going to be forced back. Meanwhile, the mutas do rotate over, and they do dive on top of that fourth.
Like so. They are able to, not quite get a cancel just yet.
Yeah, they're going to be able to dish out some DPS. Queens are going to be able to force them back. Surprisingly, Dark is going to be able to hold on to that hatchery. The mutas are going to get some drone kills here in the main base, but they haven't done much more than that.
Yeah, the investment has not paid for itself just yet.
Yeah, they're going to be able to pick up a couple more drones here. Oh, meanwhile, the DTs do blink into the main of Zaun.
And they get a little bit of probe damage, but thankfully for Zaun, there was already a cannon behind the mineral line. Plenty of detection there.
Yeah, Cannon just finishes up in time to deal with the DT getting into the pocket as well. So once again, these DTs just haven't paid for themselves here for Hero. The initial DTs didn't, the Blink follow-up didn't either. He can commit, and of course he does have DTs to morph into Archons if he needs them. They will be a great defense against these mutas, but before the mutas, we do have a very strong Stalker push coming through the middle of the map.
And that's an even stronger, answer to the mutas, IMO.
Ooh, exactly. Meanwhile, the armies are caught a little bit out of position here when committing to an engagement here in the middle of the map. The disruptors are out.
but it don't quite get much. Oh, nice split right at the end there from Hero, and great blinking forward and targeted down the disruptors as well. Dark and Hero just started to break through the middle of the map.
Mate, that was some slick micro against the disruptors, by the way. That was very quick second thinking there from Hero. He's able to kill and deal with every single one of those disruptors, and now he's pushing on forward.
I just heard like a knock, and I thought it was you for a sec, but then I realized that it was Dark.
Yeah, that was Dark hammering down that Z key, mate. He's making as many links as possible. The Banelings are rolling on in. The disruptor shot is going to connect on the Hydras.
And it's definitely a pretty good start, all things considered, here for Team Round. But Dark and Hero, Team Herc, still have enough to keep this going. They're starting to run out of steam, though. They cannot afford to overextend, especially going too deep into the Protoss base.
Yeah, with the Ling reinforcements, it looks like the Hydras and the Stalkers are not going to be enough. They are being forced all the way back. And Team Zaun and Ragnarok, they're holding on.
Once again. They haven't really taken any economic damage.
Yeah, but at the same time, it looks like the Mutas were trying to catch some reinforcements. Unfortunately, the reinforcements do shoot up. They try to catch some of these Hydras as well. They are buying time. They are forcing DPG back.
Yeah, which is something that they desperately need at the moment. Again, I feel like in terms of pure tech and armies, I gotta favor Team Herc, but buying themselves enough time to get a better defensive position is invaluable right now.
Yeah, what's important is that Dark is taking a fourth base behind this. Like, he does have a superior economy compared to Ragnarok. Same can be said for Hero, but they have to be careful here not to lose too much supply. Dark is trying to poke in towards the top right-hand corner. Ah, God.
Just overpowering.
The keyboard, it's insane, Papi. Oh, we have a pretty aggressive blink on forward there. It's very dangerous to blink aggressively like that because of these disruptors, but so far, Tiro, he's trading quite well.
Yeah, the risk has paid off for him. Knows exactly what he can get away with. What was I looking at there? Lurker Den, that's what it was.
Yeah, Lurker Den on the way for Dark. We do see a couple of defensive disruptors. A great way to deal with this, by the way, would be if we went into Vipers, and a Hive is on the way, but Dark is prioritizing Lurkers over the Hive. Oof.
Yeah, I tried to cover his bases, I guess, which isn't a terrible approach to this particular matchup.
Yeah, definitely. We do see the Ling run by, the Ling counterattack actually denying the fifth base. That fourth is also very low, but oh, this is brutal. The Lings, they get body blocked out, and they're all going to go down.
Whereas the fourth will go up. Dark now supply blocked, but pretty damn close to maxing out.
Yeah, exactly. He's committing to the push on the right-hand side. We do see Hero faltering a little bit with his Stalker battle against the Stalker Disruptor of Zaun, but Zaun may be forced to turn around because Dark just has a little bit too much again. A lot of the supply for Ragnarok were in those Lings, and the Lings are now gone.
And now it's only Ravagers to defend, and that's not exactly what you want against Roaches and Hydras. A lot of Banelings are now out for Ragnarok. He is producing more Lings to act as a bit of a buffer. I'm not sure it's going to be enough.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, Ragnarok just lost a lot of supply in his attack. Hero, again, he's really struggling to keep up, and it looks like, the hatchery of the fourth base of Dark is going to be going down. Dark is actually going back home.
Oh, not sure if that was the right call, but at the very least, it gives him an opportunity to regroup with Hero. They don't have to keep fighting 1v2s like they have throughout this entire tournament.
Yeah, they still kind of are, though, as Heroes here being aggressive across the map. Hero desperately trying to macro enough. I was wondering what kind of tech Hero had to work with, and he's just pure Blink Stalker. Like, he doesn't have he doesn't have a Bay, he doesn't have anything else. It's just Stalkers.
Hey, he has a Dark Shrine.
Yeah. I guess he does. But because of that, he's having a hard time really supporting and helping out Dark here. And unfortunately, both Ragnarok and Zaun are close to maxing out. I do think that ideally DPG need to try and collapse and try and focus on one of these two players.
Yeah, they need to do it together.
Hmm.
I don't think they can continue to just split their forces over and over and over again.
Yeah, and that's kind of what's happening. We do see Dark going for a run by, and it looks like he's going to be able to deny the 4th base here of Ragnarok, which is quite good, but this is going to cost him a lot of roaches. Oh, but it's okay. He's getting rid of his roaches. He's making lurkers back at home.
Yeah, that's all he
다리가
needs.
나왔으니까 그 저그 쪽으로 가면 안 된다.
It's a really good defensive unit. Dark has just bled out so much supply in this assault. Zaun, he's maxed out. He's pushing in with everything he's got, but a lot of his supply is in disruptors, which aren't the most reliable units. Also,
Yo,
some
Dark-
decent Nova
Dark
stuff.
is coming in from behind. Dark is going for the full strat. He's trying to get on top of the disruptors, but we do have a couple of zoning Novas going off here to try and slow down Dark.
And they have been able to slow him down just enough. Ragnarok and Zaun now trying to regroup and trying to attack with everything that they've got.
Oh. It looks like we only had 3 or so lurkers to defend. It looks like Dark will be able to hold on to the right-hand flank, and now he's just pushing right through the middle.
May as well try. He knows that the armies of his both armies of his opponents are distracted across the map. Hero just doing whatever he can to distract the armies of Ragnarok and Zaun. The disruptors are looking vulnerable.
They are quite vulnerable. Meanwhile, at the same time, we do see the ZVZ going on up here. The lurkers are going to be going down to some of those biles. At the same time, Hero is trying to chip away and slow down the army of Zaun. He pulls the boys up.
Blink is on cooldown. Blink is on cooldown.
It is on cooldown, but it looks like he has enough.
Yeah, some nice connections, Balin connections on top of those Hydras, but once again, Dark is looking to keep that going. Dark has a lot more supply than either Ragnarok or Zaun, but Hero is really starting to hurt.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Dark is winning across the map, but likewise, Zaun is also winning across the map. Like, but Hero just has a little bit better control, so he's actually just doing so much more to weaken the army of Zaun. We can see the blink on forward as well. We should be seeing a bit of a pan here. There we go. He catches a couple more of these reinforcements. Zaun is forced back, and Ragnarok lost everything against Dark.
Oh, yeah, you can see him throw his arms up. For a split second there. He has literally 0 mining right now, and Zaun does not have enough resources to spare to feed him. Stalkers walk right into the lurker den. Or lurker mine.
A little bit of miscontrol there from Zaun. Mispathing is what I should say. Hero barely still has an army standing strong. He blinks on forward to take down the last mining base. The bastion of hope here for Zaun. A couple of lurkers are also in position to help support. There is detection available here, though, and the lurkers are going to get picked off.
Yeah, but it feels like it's too little too late. Zaun, man, it looks like he's just recognized what his situation looks like.
Yeah, unfortunately, Zaun is fighting by himself here. Ragnarok lost everything. He's basically out of this game, and he's trying to fight against 2 players. GG gets called, and DPG, Dark and Hero, take the game, and they take the series. GG.
GG. Well played, Dragon Phoenix Gaming. I think we were all kind of expecting them to be the winner of this series, to advance and face Team Celivera in those grand finals. But man, I don't think anybody expected the way that they got there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
To get there.
honestly, that last game was very close, and it could have gone either way. Hero was... It felt like he was dying. It felt like he was really struggling to keep up with everyone else just because of his opener. Like, the DT opener set himself behind because he didn't deal anywhere near as much damage, and he was really struggling to keep up. But because of his micro, he was doing so well, holding his own for long enough for Dark to overwhelm Ragnarok. And eventually, we saw that 2v1, right? So Hero was able to barely hold his own, and that was really impressive. And I don't think any other Protoss player would have been able to pull that off in that position.
Yeah, he was like the 300, you know.
He was
Badly bruised and outnumbered, but he bought enough time for his allies to come in and win the war.
I think that's how it worked. I think they all died in 300, Poppy. They
did all die,
Yeah.
but their allies won.
True.
And that's Hero. He died.
There you go. He
Right,
died. He died so Dark it could live, and GG, well played. We also saw the bracket towards the end there as well, and with that, of course, DPG move on to the grand finals. But Alpha X are not knocked out of the tournament. They still have another match tomorrow as well.
Yeah, the third place match will be played out tomorrow before the grand finals. Ragnarok and Zound, Team Round, will be going up against Skillus and Ratata. Team Nikitata? Team Skittles.
Nikita, what? Oh my god. Yes, they will be playing against Skillus and Radita tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. We will be live tomorrow for the final day of World Team League 2v2 Tour. It's been a long road here. It's been a long week of 2v2 StarCraft, and it's been a great break from, the more serious 1v1 competition. I know we're in the off season right now, like Katowice is on the horizon next month, and the playoffs World Team League are coming up as well, but this is a great way to kind of spend the holidays and spend the new year.
That all random game. Man, that, yep. I don't think you can get any more antithetical to quote-unquote serious 1v1s than that. It was a treat to watch.
It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful, and I don't know if we're ever going to get that again. That's the thing, right? Like, oh my god. Hopefully, just 4 players, all random, is a wild, amazing time. And I hope everyone in the chat had a good time as well. A bit of a shorter broadcast today. Some of the games were a little bit faster as well. But thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this. And make sure you're here tomorrow for the finale, for the end of it all.
Yeah, it's been one long week, but we're finally coming to a head. We're finally going to be concluding it tomorrow. It's, man, I'm looking forward to it. I hope Dark and Hero are able to convince Cyril and Cyril and Oliveira, to off race.
That would be amazing. That'd be amazing. As a reminder, the grand finals tomorrow will not be a best of 7. That'll actually be a best of 9. So we're gonna have a lot more games.
Yeah,
a lot more games tomorrow. A lot more fire. A lot more potential for random versus random. And it's gonna be amazing. Make sure you are going to be a part of it. Tomorrow we're going to start things off with the 3rd place match, and then we will continue with those grand finals. But before World Team League tomorrow, it's a little bit up in the air. I guess we'll figure it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
We may cast ESL Open Cup Asia live tomorrow. If we don't, we may just commit and have a replay cast at some point throughout the week as well. We can be a little bit flexible. I think we're embracing the replays a little bit. I know they're not ideal, but we're more willing to do them now. So we'll see if we are up for it. Thankfully, this cast didn't go on too long, so we can still get some sleep.
Yeah. As long as we need.
Smurge, Poppy, Smurge. Oh my god. But yeah, as we're kind of wrapping things up, Yaku, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much. I know you haven't been able to cast too much last year in 2022. It hasn't been something you've been able to do, but yeah, now that you have
even less in 2023
in this off-season period, thankfully you've had some free time and we've been able to cast a little bit more together.
It's been great coming in, and it's something it's something I almost don't realize I miss until I actually do it.
You're like, oh, StarCraft.
It's like, oh man, everything's piling up. It's like, what is going on? But I was like, oh my god, off-race Dark. It's like everything is dark and despair and going on. I was like, oh, Maru's playing Protoss.
Oh my god, 2v2, Poppy. They're clowning. Yeah, it's a great way to not just like enjoy StarCraft, but also I know that it can be sometimes hard to watch a lot of StarCraft just because there's so much going on, and casting it can help. You're here, you're in the driver's seat, you can bear witness firsthand as to everything that's going on. And there's a lot going on. So thank you so much, Yaku, for joining me. And I know I
Thank you for
asked,
having me.
I know I ask this every time, but stream?
Maybe. I mean, I gotta do placements at some point, so I figure I might as well stream them. Twitch.tv. It's gonna be a very short stream if that happens. So Twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1, Twitter.com @EmporoYakuzaku. I might have something else, a little bit unrelated in the works. So stay tuned to my Twitter account, !Discord. In the chat, we'll bring you to the CranKy Ducklings Discord channel. I'm there. Light is there. Kuro, who is here handling the production, will also be there. Everyone's there, mate.
Everyone's there. Kuro's there. Steel Mold, Asher, bro. Everyone you know and love. Your parents, your grandparents. They're all. Where have they been? They've been in the Discord, Papi.
You thought they abandoned you, but no.
Oh, well, they did.
It was
Oh, God. With that, you can follow me at @VIP as well on Twitch and Twitter. I stream throughout the week. I didn't quite stream today. I try not to stream whenever we have a broadcast because I want to avoid the smudge as much as possible. But you can follow me at @VIP for some cheeky ladder sessions. I'll try and have some maybe on Monday and Tuesday, throughout the weekdays. I'll try and be live. But if you just want some lovely casting, maybe some team games as well, which we had last night, here on the CranKy Ducklings, follow us everywhere. Not just the Discord. We got Twitter, we got Facebook, we got Instagram. We don't have TikTok, and we don't intend to have a TikTok anytime soon. That was vetoed. It was. But we have a YouTube channel. We've got a Patreon. You can support us by donating here on Twitch or subscribing to the Twitch channel or subscribing to YouTube. Anything and everything helps to help support the Ducklings in our endeavors here to provide you as much StarCraft as possible, and also to support our team, support our StarCraft 2 team. We do have some salaried players, and we have been, supporting them as best we can, especially in 2022. 2023 is still a little bit gray as to what our plans are. We're still waiting for the ESL Pro Tour to be announced, and then we'll see where things go from there. There is going to be a Pro Tour, but there are murmurings that maybe some regions are going to be merged, or they're gonna try and shift things up a little bit. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. But till then, wait with bated breath, wait with anticipation. I was wondering how I was gonna segue all that, but a lot of murmurings are gonna be happening, and when ESL does announce the plans for 2023, you can bet that we are gonna be a part of that as much as we can, whether it's dream hacks, home story cups, TSLs, or even just sending our players to compete in some of these events. We're gonna try to be around.
Oh yeah. We will do our best. So thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love. And we will see you guys tomorrow with some more World Team League and maybe some more ESL Open Cup Asia as well. Until then, thank you so much. We'll see you then.
Yeah. Bye.
Ciao.
Bella.
本次 WTL 冬季赛战队礼盒共有12件产品，我们保留了一些往期口碑不错的产品，并加入了诸多新鲜元素，希望通过努力，在战队、选手与观众之间形成更加良好的生态关系，探寻一条属于社区和玩家自己的生存之道。下面我们来介绍一下礼盒内的产品。2022冬季赛连帽卫衣，蓝黑两色可选，以本届 WTL 设计风格为主题，足够让你在人群中找到热爱星际争霸的同好玩家。2022冬季赛纪念笔记本，记录了12个战队从 CTC 时代一路走来的战绩回顾和每个战队王牌选手的介绍，同时对于世界战队联赛不可或缺的第13支战队资料也被收入到笔记本中。DPG 3冠纪念收藏卡， WTL 唯一3冠纪念王者之师全家福， WTL 联赛上 DPG 3度夺冠， 让人难以逾越。同时 ，DPG 著名传奇选手也悄然上镜全家福，选手卡通形象巴基。尽管不像冠军战队那样炫目闪耀，这4名选手都曾经在 WTL 的舞台上留下精彩一笔，中间2字当之无愧。DPG Rogue 亚克力立牌，可挂包，可单独站立摆放，为纪念 DPG 传奇选手 Rogue 而制作的亚克力摆件，特邀画师还原 Rogue 职业生涯中的数个名场面，你能认出所有对应吗？2022冬季赛纪念票，本次纪念票延续了上赛季的设计思路，背面则与夏季赛呼应，以星际老男孩宝藏解说黄旭东及诸多名言为灵感，用火车票的样式进行展现。2022冬季赛选手明信片，包含了本次所有参赛战队的明星选手，是否有你最支持的他呢？让我们为他们助威呐喊吧！2022冬季赛战队贴纸，冬季赛参赛战队 logo 汇集一堂，可贴在礼盒的迷你行李箱上，大胆展示你对支持战队的热爱吧！战队赛贺岁兔年红包，2022冬季赛口罩，2022冬季赛鼠标垫，2022冬季赛迷你行李箱，一改往届纸质外盒不宜收藏的弊端，一盒收纳所有，值得珍藏。好了，以上就是我们礼盒内的所有产品。每一位购买战队礼盒的观众将为燃烧的奖金池注入一份挚爱，未来尚未可知，希望永不泯灭。Hell, it's about time.
Hey everyone, I hope you have been enjoying these great WTL games. Your support means everything. And if you're looking to show some extra love to us, make sure to check out the super cool WTL gift box, which directly supports the Team League. Thank you.
Hello, if you're a fan of the World Team League and you're enjoying watching the games, consider buying the World Team League gift box. It'll help support the league, and it'll allow you guys to keep watching for the next season and seasons to come, and for me to keep playing. And it also has some cool stuff in it, so if you've been enjoying and you want to support, please buy the gift box.
大家好，我是 IG 的麦克森特，感谢大家对 WTL 的一个支持啊！有了你们的支持 ，WTL 才能走在现在。然后 WTL 现在出了一个这个礼盒啊，这个礼盒也是比较实用的，而且也比较这个方便啊。如果有兴趣的朋友可以去了解一下，现在礼盒在热卖中啊。然后最后还是要感谢一下大家对 WTL 的一个热爱与支持，谢谢大家。
What's up guys, Rainer here. If you've been enjoying the WTL so far, make sure to check out the gift box. It's a lot of help for the tournament in general. It contains a lot of sick stuff.
네, 안녕하세요. 쇼피파이 리벨리온 테난 변현우입니다. 네, 벌써 2022년이 끝으로 다가왔는데 올해 저한테 2022년은 작년보다는 그래도 나아졌던 한 해 같아요. 작년에는 이제 카토피체도 예선으로 통해서 가게 됐었는데 이번 연도는 예선 없이 바로 조별리그로 가게 되어가지고 조금 더 성장하고 있는 것 같아서 매우 좋고, 지금 진행되고 있는 WTL 팀리그도 아직 시즌이 끝나진 않았지만 남은 경기 잘해가지고 플레이오프에서 꼭 좋은 성적 냈으면 좋겠습니다. 또 이제 내년 2023년도 이 월드 팀리그가 꼭 지속되었으면 좋겠어서 지금 판매하고 있는 기프트박스 같은 것도 많은 관심 주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 올 한 해 응원해주신 팬분들 모두 감사드리고, 내년에도 꼭 스타크래프트 2가 그 씬이 이어져가지고 내년에도 계속 뵐 수 있었으면 좋겠습니다. 감사합니다.